Jacob Ramsey to Newcastle, here we go. Exclusive from Fabrizio Romano confirming that he is on his way right now to Newcastle for a medical. We've got other stuff, transfer news, links to Nicholas Jackson once again today, thankfully kind of being put down. And also ex-players like Roy Keane, Gary Neville and Ian Wright on their podcast speaking out on Alexander Isak's shocking behaviour. Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. I'm out and about today. I'm actually going to put in a clip now of what I've been up to today. I have had the pleasure of being down at Newcastle Food Bank, helping out down there, speaking to those lovely lot, the great volunteers and workers at the food bank about the amazing work that they are doing and continue to do behind the scenes, and also into the new season where, remember, they do have people outside the ground on a match day with the buckets and everything else where you can pop in a donation, help out the community. That's the best thing about Newcastle. One of the best things, is our community spirit, helping each other out. It's amazing to see what they're doing. And again, amazing work by our co-owner, Jamie Rubin, this season, who is continuing to double each donation every match day. So that's fantastic news. But here's a bit of me at the food bank earlier before we get into the transfer news. Hello everyone, we are here today at Newcastle Food Bank. We have a sit down in their garden and speak to Gemma. We've been here invited by Declan, so it's good to see the work that's going on behind the scenes, the amazing work they do. Remember, every match day you can pop a donation into the box outside the ground, and Jamie Rubin, our owner, doubles that donation. So keep that in mind for the upcoming season and keep up the great work that everyone's doing here at the food bank. Right then everyone, we're here at Newcastle Food Bank, joined by Gemma. Gemma, let us know where the fans' donations are going then after a big season last year, want another push going into the new upcoming campaign.
So I just want to start by saying thank you to all the fans that donated last season. Their support makes a huge difference to the work that we do, and the money that they give helps towards running the food bank and helping the people across the city, but it also goes towards buying the food that we need, because donations have dropped by 20%, so we do have to buy the food to make up that difference.
And what kind of an impact have you seen from Newcastle fans and those everyday going fans who pop into the food bank and pop some donations into those buckets before the game?
It makes a huge difference, and the people who donate are just replicating the support of the Newcastle city as a whole. We look after each other in this city and we always support each other. So the support that we get from the fans is absolutely unbelievable.
It shows something, doesn't it, about the city and the fans and everybody involved, really, just what a community-based spirit we've got here.
Absolutely. I don't think it can be replicated anywhere else, to be honest with you. You feel it in the streets, you feel it on match days. People coming up and just thanking us for what we do, helping the people, and obviously we're thanking them for their donation as well. But just that interaction with the fans, it's great on a match day to be there.
It is. It's kind of part of a match day experience now. I think it's good to see people out there. I mean, I've spoke to John before, the American guy that's out there that helps with the food bank that comes across. Obviously, Bill's a big important role there, and you've obviously been involved with the club as well. You've had people pop down here to the food bank and help out and have a talk to you as well.
Yeah, so when we started and we partnered with Bill and others from the fans food bank, and we started collecting outside St James's in 2017, and that's just organically grew with the fans, and then the club as well. And the club send their senior management team at Christmas to help give out parcels and hampers, and just having that connection is fantastic.
Great, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And as I am breaking this video, more news coming out from UK journalist Craig Hope has now confirmed for Fabrizio Romano's exclusive that Ramsey in Newcastle is a done deal. Get in there. He's saying it is 38 million from the Daily Mail there, 38 million from him, and he will be travelling to Tyneside today for his medical. Different reports on a 4-year or 5-year deal for the 24-year-old English midfielder. A solid signing for Newcastle, our third one of the summer transfer window. Wissa next, please. It's Thursday now. I was going to see if we can get him in for Saturday. That would be great. Very unlikely. But Wissa next, and then the Isak saga. Sort that out. Whether he stays and rots, stays and plays, or goes. I'd prefer him just to go now, to be honest. I'm over it. Just get a replacement in and let him go. 2 strikers in. After Ramsey, after Elanga, after Ramsdale, we are very much looking up. Very much so. I mean, what a turn of events in the past week or so. Bringing Chow in as well, of course. What a turnaround that is. Some great signings in there. I think we've had a really good window when you look at the incomings. The outgoings, selling Longstaff for near on 15 million. That's a good bit of business. Getting rid of some goalkeepers. Dubravka, Vlachodimos, who's joined Sevilla as well on loan. So there's plenty going on at Newcastle with only 19 days left of the window. But Ramsey is our next recruit. I think I did say a third signing earlier, didn't I? It's the fourth, of course it is. So we started things off with Alanga for 55 million. We then got Ramsdale on loan. We then got Malik Chow this week for 35 million from AC Milan. This centre back, and now we're looking to get this one over the line for Jacob Ramsey, a midfielder. Is it your Anderson replacement? Still need one, so probably. Is it your Longstaff replacement? Could be. Is it your Joe Willock replacement because he's always injured? Ramsey's got a lot on his plate. He's 3 players in one. I think we talked about this on the podcast last night. We could still do with another midfielder, to be honest with you. But getting him through the door is a big boost. He's got Champions League experience himself. Obviously, he's got a ton of Premier League experience with Aston Villa. Be interesting to see if he does feature at all on the weekend in our opener against his former side, Aston Villa. Probably not maybe off the bench, but he will get a good reception, I think, because he does have a good reputation from the Villa fans. I've had a lot of them in our comments and stuff saying, oh, they're gutted to lose him, great player. Some of them saying, I'll take 40 million for him because he's a bit inconsistent. He does have a couple of injury problems. For me, I look at it, I just think he needs a new lease of life, a new club. Listen, he's in a Villa born and bred, isn't he? A Villa Academy graduate at least, so he's been there a long time. A new club, a new challenge, hopefully a good run of games, get some consistency up, get some momentum going, working with Eddie Howe, Tyndall, Graham Jones, Simon and everyone else at the training ground to improve. I think it's a fantastic move. I'm really behind this sign. I think he will suit us very much so. He's meant to be a very good character as well in the dressing room, a solid professional. Isak, are you watching? And he's, you know, a really good bloke overall, and he will give his all, and he's got some quality attributes, you know, energy from the middle of the park, eye for goal. He's a really good player, and I think someone who will really kick on at Newcastle with hopes himself of getting in the England team. But 40 million, pretty much 38 million. UK reports now saying that. Few years, 4 or 5 year deal at Newcastle. Medical a day on Tyneside. Let us know what you think of Ramsey at Newcastle. I'm a fan of that signing. It's midfield depth that we are crying out for, and I think he will do a very good job of doing that. You know, bring some versatility to that midfield as well. So very pleased with that signing. Ramsey, welcome to the Toon. We might see shots of him later, I'm sure, arriving in Newcastle for his medical. If that all goes swimmingly, he should be announced before Saturday's game against Villa, as you'd hope we'd have him involved in that match day squad. So let us know your thoughts on Ramsey in the comments. Before we get into the Isak stuff, and I've only had the chance to watch the clip, like I say, I've been at the food bank today, so I haven't had a chance to watch the full overlap episode. Big fan of that show, of course, so I'm going to watch that in a minute when I'm at the gym. I've seen this clip where they are talking about Alexander Isak, and it speaks volumes that these are all speaking out so honestly. When you've got Roy Keane, first of all, sticking up for Newcastle and dissing Alexander Isak, well, he's just being honest. It's not even dissing him, really. It's just honesty. He's just saying he should be playing, he should be training, he should be professional. He signed a contract. All of them were in agreement with this as well, by the way, which is brilliant to see. I think Gary Neville was trying to play devil's advocate a little bit more, but your Ian Wright, your Jill Scotts, Roy Keane, as I've mentioned, was really behind the notion of Isak is behaving so bad, shocking behaviour in fact, reputation damaging behaviour, and that he should be, while he's at Newcastle, he should be happy there. This is what I mean. Roy Keane was saying he should be happy there. Newcastle had a great season. He said he would understand if he was trying to force a move and Newcastle were trying to keep him and we were fighting relegation. He says we've just had the best season ever, won a trophy, we're in the Champions League, he's got that to look forward to, that to play in. So Roy Keane's saying it's pathetic, really, that he's kicking up a fuss to leave. Obviously, Liverpool can win trophies and stuff. More likely than Newcastle. We know that they've just won the league. Fair enough. But the behaviour and the way he's went about with it is everyone's in agreement of how disgusting it actually is. When these ex-pros, they know way more than me when I'm talking about football. Do you know what I mean? They've lived and breathed it, especially these top-class pros. Listen, we're taking the mick out of Roy Keane at Man U because of the whole Shearer battle and stuff. But at the end of the day, he's one of the best players ever in the Premier League for me. He's won the lot as well. Great leader, fantastic captain. Shame he managed the Mackems, but he left there anyways. So I actually really like Roy Keane now as a pundit, if you like, as well. You know, when he's on ITV covering England and when he's on these podcasts, I think he's brilliant, man. And it's just because he says it how it is, and that's what people like. So his kind of dry humour, his honesty was there to see again for Isak. Saying, I mean, tough. He signed a contract, right? He was saying that as well. You know, he signed a 6-year deal. He didn't have any clause in there. So tough. He might have been promised more money, he might have been promised a new deal, but at the end of the day, you're still at Newcastle, you're still getting paid nearly 150 grand a week, you're still going to be playing in the Champions League. So everyone condemning his behaviour, really. Gary Neville all saying it as well. Some of them pointing the blame at the agents a little bit, you know, saying the agents obviously pushing it, the agents advising them wrongly. But at the end of the day, they're all speaking out saying this behaviour is shocking. It's disrespectful to Newcastle. They're paying his wages. The fans have adored him. He should be playing for them. It's good to see that in the mainstream now, because obviously this does make the mainstream. It is a YouTube podcast, but with Sky's back in and the big sponsors and everything, it will get a ton of coverage. So it's good to see these professionals, ex-pros, of course, and main pundits now speaking out on Isak and saying it how it is. And, you know, I think Jill Scott mentioned, like, will Liverpool fans really want him? Will Liverpool fans appreciate them? Yes, they'll like him because he'll come and score goals. But as I've said to Liverpool fans, Isak will do this to you in 2 years' time when Real Madrid come knocking. When a Barca, if someone else that he wants to go to comes, he'll do the same to you. So prepare yourself for that and maybe think about how much you're cheering on such a rat, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's that. On Isak then, the future, you know, another day goes by. That means another day gets closer to the window closing, which means he's staying. I still can't see a way around him for this. I was saying this to Declan at the food bank this morning. I just can't envisage him in a Newcastle shirt next season, playing, scoring, us cheering him. I can't, like, see it happening. But then again, you've got to be real and say, well, it looks like it is going to happen at this moment in time, because Liverpool are yet to bid anywhere near the 150 million that Newcastle want, and Newcastle are yet to get a replacement in. Jackson today, talks of Nicholas Jackson once again in Newcastle, but reports coming out that they are kind of downplaying that. The people at Newcastle behind the scenes there are suggesting that he's not a suitable replacement for Isak. They don't see him as being capable of filling Isak's boots, which is of course true. I don't want Nicholas Jackson. I know his goal scoring record isn't that bad and all the rest of it, but I just don't really rate him that highly. I've seen it with my own eyes. I keep saying it, the eye test. You know, I've seen him play. I've seen what he's capable of. He's not like the worst footballer in the world, but I'm not having it. I'd rather be playing Isak, to be honest. I much prefer Isak. So yeah, Jackson's links to Newcastle. It's been pushed heavily the last couple of weeks. But no, Newcastle don't see him as a good enough option to replace Alexander Isak, so they're kind of saying no to that deal. Of course, Chelsea want silly money for him as well, asking for like 65, 70 million. That's insane. Sort of same problems along the line though with other people mentioned. You know, your Samuel from Porto, they're demanding 80 million for a player who's had one good debut season in the Portuguese league, so that's risky as well. It just doesn't look like we're going to be able to identify anyone and bring anyone in time to allow Isak to leave, to be fair. So it's mad how this could all play out, but that's for another day, as every day that the story changes and more things develop. So there we have it. Wrap up today's video with Jacob Ramsey, and he said Aaron Ramsey there. We didn't want him back, do we? He must be 40 years old now. I think he's playing in Mexico, to be fair to him, or Wrexham. Don't know. Don't care, because we all care about Jacob Ramsey, who was on his way to Newcastle for a medical today after a 38 million / 40 million, depends who you believe. Hope saying 38, Romano saying 40 million, maybe a 40 million package with a couple of add-ons or whatever. Near enough that mark for the England international midfielder, youth level. He's played in every year level under 21s, the lot, apart from the senior side. He'll be hoping to change that if he does well in black and white. So let us know what you think of that signing and everything else that we've talked about. And remember, the food bank, they will be there on match days, every home game this season. So if you just can drop along there, got any spare change you can chuck in a bucket and help out the region and help out people in need in our community, then please do. Alright, thanks again everyone. See you on the next one. Won't be long, I'm sure.